Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Don't Overthink It podcast. My name is Brett James, and I'm joined by my co-host, Darian ChillTakes, with me here today. Today starts the 2022 NBA Finals today, Darian. Your Golden State Warriors finally made it, man. After all this talk, all regular season about how nervous you were getting, man. Tell me the feelings, bro. Y'all beat the Dallas Mavericks in the conference finals, man. Congrats on making it to the finals. Tell me how you feeling.
I wasn't nervous. I was more so frustrated.
Frustrated?
Hell yeah. You don't remember my ranting I had on the pod, man?
Definitely felt like you were getting a little bit nervous, especially down low. With the lack of bodies and the lack of size down low sometimes.
Like I said, I wasn't like scared. Like I wasn't like, oh my God, we're not gonna make it. I just knew the potential we had, and I think we weren't fulfilling those duties. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's fair.
I was definitely frustrated. I was like, bro, this team cannot. They don't have a post without Steph Curry. Then they couldn't get on the win. They couldn't win any games without freaking Draymond Green. So I'm like, bro, like this team, their core is so. They so depend on each other, bro. It's pretty insane, bro. So, but hey, we made it with the small ball lineup. We went through an easy path, which I think we went through some tough teams.
You didn't go through a tougher path than Boston. Let's just. I
think our path is just about the same, bro.
It's not, but okay.
We'll talk about it.
I
think it's about the same. I mean, we went.
There's levels to it. Y'all had a difficult path, but y'all didn't have a harder path than Boston.
Bro, I think it's so wild to me. People say that because like just because we handled business and Boston didn't. Like a lot of people had Boston winning. Well, not you because you were going for the Heat in that series, but
I had the Heat winning it all at that. After the semifinals, I was like, yo, the Heat are gonna win this.
So everybody thought Boston without Middleton would be able to beat the Bucks in 5 or 6, and they took them to 7. Or Milwaukee took them to 7.
Yeah,
because of Giannis' greatness. Then everybody thought, okay. They can take care of the Miami Heat. That defense, all this, not you, but people did.
Okay, that's fair.
And it took them to 7 games by
the heroics of Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler damn near beat himself with that damn 3.
He's a superstar.
Exactly, but still,
you agree?
Oh yeah, almost definitely.
Thank you.
I tip my hat to Jimmy Butler. Jimmy,
I've been on that
playoff Jimmy is a real thing for sure.
I've been saying Jimmy, so good.
But yeah, I mean, like
Jimmy Butler,
they had a tough time getting to the final. I think that's why it looks a little better, whatever. And they beat a bad Brook. We know the Nets were terrible. The Nets were in the play-in.
Did we? I mean, I had Boston winning that series, but come on, man.
The Nets were terrible.
Everyone was talking Kevin Duquesne and Kyrie Irving.
The Nets are terrible, bro.
I agree, but I'm saying there was people out there saying that, oh, this Brooklyn team can make the finals and they can win the East because they got Kyrie Irving back. Stop. But anyways, we'll get into all that talking a little bit. Today, man, like I said, kicks off tonight, Game 1 of the 2022 NBA Finals. So we're going to first start off talking about the conference finals, the Celtics taking down the Heat in 7 games, the Warriors taking down the Mavs in 5. Then we'll move on to who me and Darian both have winning this NBA Finals and in how many games with the series length. We'll talk about our keys to the series for both the Boston Celtics and the Golden State Warriors in this series. We'll be giving out our top 10 players in the 2022 NBA Finals on both sides of the ball in terms of impact. Then we'll end it off by talking about who we think is going to win the Finals MVP this season. But we got to start off talking about the conference finals because, like I said, Jimmy Butler and the heroics of him were not able to get over. The Boston Celtics will start right there in the Eastern Conference first, and then we'll end it off with your Warriors there. Give me your thoughts on that series. What were your thoughts, just especially on that Game 7, and then we'll talk about the shot at the end. But give me your thoughts first.
So in that Game 7 specifically, I didn't really watch any of it. I watched the beginning. They were getting blown out. But then, like usual, we've seen this whole playoff run for Boston. They had a stale offensive moment, and the Heat were able to crawl their way back in.
The last 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
The Max Strus 3, I heard, could have been a game changer. I didn't watch that play. It got called back or something like that?
So I will tell you, because I've watched every game of every series. Just about every series in this entire playoffs, right? But especially that Celtics Heat series. It was, I think it was 10 minutes in real time. It wasn't 10 minutes on the game clock. It was 10 minutes of real time when Secaucus, New Jersey, called in and said, hey, you need to take that basket away. There was not conclusive evidence because what had happened was the ruling on the court was Max Strus hit a 3 from the corner, and I'm sure you saw the pictures in the replay.
Yeah, I saw it. It didn't look like he was out.
It didn't look like he was out either, right? But to some people, he was clearly out. And then other people like, no, that he's not out.
Not
like, you can see the shadow of his heel.
Yeah.
But even then, you have to, if there's not conclusive and definitive evidence to overturn that, you go with the ruling on the court, which the ruling on the court was, it was a 3. They let it play out. And like I said, it was 10 minutes of real time. And then the referees came over to Eric Spoelstra and the Heat bench and said, hey, we're taking this 3 away, which obviously could have been the difference in the game.
At the time?
It was like 56-52. It was something around that time frame. Like, it was
okay.
It wasn't like it was like a blowout at that point. It was, and I'm throwing a number because I can't recall quite off the top of my head, but it was somewhere around the 50s right there, and it was pretty close. And Strus hit a big 3, and it just kind of felt like Miami was getting it back together. And even though they never led in that game, that 3 points, if they don't take that away, that would have been the difference in the game right there.
It would have been. Jimmy Butler probably would have never had to shoot that consistent 3.
Exactly, and you just look at it and it's like that's just a momentum killer. It's kind of like the Saints and the Rams in the playoffs.
That
like,
was egregious.
Even though New Orleans had their opportunity they had their opportunity in overtime to go win the game, and Drew Brees threw an interception.
Yeah, but
it killed the momentum. There's something that just it takes away from the natural flow of the game, which that was one of those opportunities, and it was clear he clearly wasn't out to me. Others think that he was out. I didn't think he was out. You don't think so either. But
from the picture, no.
From the picture, and from the actual slow-mo video, you can never definitively say his heel was out. And you could even see a shadow too, which was the crazy thing. So it definitely had its moments too.
So, but regardless, like I said, the Heat were making a push. Jimmy Butler took a good shot, in my opinion. I'm not mad at that shot. I mean, no one else on that floor can take that shot outside of him and probably Tyler Hero.
And if he hits it, he's a legend.
He's a legend for sure. You talking about
it's an iconic
Jimmy.
Moment.
If he hits that shot, that is the greatest play in Miami Heat playoff basketball, with probably like top 2.
I'm about to say, don't disrespect that. Bosh the rebound. Back out to Allen. His 3-pointer.
My bad. I forgot.
Bang.
That slipped my mind.
Tie game with 5 seconds remaining.
That slipped my mind like crazy. But okay, top 3. Top 3 for
Let's
sure.
say top 3.
Because that would have got them to the finals. So, I'm not mad at Jimmy for doing that.
I'm not either.
I will say the Boston Celtics, like I said, they took some bad shots with the game on the line, man. I mean, I felt like Tatum and Brown were kind of not scared of the moment, but like
passive.
They're very passive.
Marcus Smart took, I think, 5 straight shots. Bro. He was choking.
And that's what you want from Miami. You want Marcus Smart to take those shots because that's not him. No disrespect. You know what I'm saying? But like,
especially on that ankle.
Yeah. And I don't. He's questionable tonight. Him and Time Lord. So
really,
that's another reason why I think we're gonna get into later. But they're questionable.
Save that.
But anyways, I mean, they took care of business. Like they beat a Heat team that I never really cared too much about because of the Heat's offense, how inconsistent it was, and we saw it. I mean, some key things stood out to me. They couldn't close out at home in the Game 6. That was very, very interesting to me. There was some blowouts, but they also blew out the Heat as well. So Boston's, they're battle tested. 2 back-to-back Game 7s. I don't think we've ever seen a champion win 2 Game 7s in a playoff run
prior to them getting to the finals.
Yeah. So that's
I don't know that definitively. I'd have to look that up.
We haven't seen one in a while.
Okay,
it doesn't really happen like that. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens in this year's finals. But yeah. That's my take on the Eastern Conference Finals. It was. I knew Boston was going to win. I just didn't know, and I thought I had them in 6.
Yeah.
But to go on the road still, and like you did the last series. No,
they won 3 games in Miami. 3 out of 4 in Miami.
Yeah, and you're the best road team in the playoffs right now. So that's definitely going to be speaking volumes what happens in this year's finals. So yeah.
Okay, so my takes. I'll start with the Celtics. I didn't have the Celtics winning in the Eastern Conference Finals. I did have Miami winning that series. Miami could have very well won that series, and honestly, the difference in that series was Tyler Hero not being healthy. Regardless of Tyler Hero, and his numbers did take a dip from his 21 points per game and his incredible shooting in the regular season, which led to him being a 6th man of the year. Not having that kind of scoring and having that ball handling ability, especially while Kyle Lowry was still in and out of the lineup, that was the difference in this series. Miami was the better team. They were the more proven team, even though they did lose 3 out of 4 on their home court. But I'm going to give credit to Boston because Boston still did win 3 out of 4 on the road, even though they didn't close out at home. And they had their lieu of injuries, too, with Robert Williams and Marcus Smart at times, too. So credit to Ime Udoka. He's the first rookie head coach in NBA history to win 2 Game 7s in his first ever playoff appearance. Or I guess as a rookie,
big time.
which speaks volume to the type of coaching that he is and the way he changed this culture, because Boston was always a team that was on the cusp of being a finals aspirations team with Brad Stevens, but never able to get over that hump. So credit to Ime Udoka there. And then with the Heat, like I said, picked the Heat to win in this series, and I picked the Heat to win the finals after I watched the Sixers in the semifinals, because playoff Jimmy's a real thing. And I'm not mad at the shot. I'm not mad at Jimmy Butler doing everything in his willpower to try to get Miami over the hump. You live with that. And like I said, he's a legend if that shot goes down, especially. And it really wasn't that far off. That was it was just off the
front
left,
line.
front of the rim.
Yeah.
And you had Al Horford backpedaling. People can speculate all you want. I'm okay with that shot.
It's a good shot because if Jimmy Butler is willing to drive to the basket, you're going into where Al Horford is very good at, which is a paint defender or rim protector.
And didn't he have a huge? Was it him or was it Robert Williams? They had that huge stuff block earlier in the game. I think it was Al Horford. I think it was Al Horford actually. It was in the first half. There was a huge stuff block at the rim. It was Horford. So I mean, people like you get the foul call. We don't know, but the point is he had the space. He had the look. I'm okay with that, but. Yeah, that's just my thoughts on the Celtics and Heat series. I am impressed that Boston did win 3 out of 4, and I am impressed, though, that Miami was able to steal that Game 6, but Boston's got to do better. You cannot lose 2 games, especially to that depleted Miami Heat team.
Yeah, that offense is terrible.
To that depleted team, Game 3 and Game 6 on your home court. You cannot do that. So that's definitely a cause for concern, but congrats to the Celtics, though, for winning that series. Not a Heat fan, but I really believed in Eric Spoelstra and Jimmy Butler in that town, but Tyler Hero was clearly the difference in that series. Let's go on to the Western Conference. We'll talk about Luka Doncic and your Golden State Warriors. Give me your thoughts and recap of that series.
We handled business, man. We made the Dallas Mavericks look like they didn't belong on the court with us. 4 out of the 5 games. I mean, a lot of people. It's crazy how much people like try to discredit the Warriors and what they're doing right now, because a lot of folks had the Dallas Mavericks in 7, because of what they did to the Phoenix Suns, which had the best record in the NBA, right? And I thought there was gonna be I low-key thought it was gonna be a dogfight, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the Warriors came out. I knew after that game too, I knew we had it in the bag because we were down by 19 and we found a way to come back.
Game 2? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Once
we won Game 2, I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna win the series in 5 or 4. So yeah, I mean the Warriors took care of business, man. They really locked in defensively. They faced a ball dominant playmaker in Luka. They made life hard for him. He put up, as they say, tornado numbers. He got off. Wiggins held his own against him. But when it mattered most, the Warriors gave Luka a lot of different looks he wasn't familiar with. Right? It was like possessions at a time. They were throwing zones at him, boxing ones. 3-2s, 1-3-1, stuff like that, right? A lot of different strategies, and Jason Kidd and Luka could not figure it out. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a big credit to Steve Kerr and his I wouldn't say his greatness, because I still have my worries about him at times, but it's definitely...
He's lost 1 playoff series.
Yeah.
1 playoff series ever.
Yeah, man. But
that's greatness. No matter how you want to slice it.
I guess it is greatness, man.
No matter how you want to slice it.
I have been giving my credit to Steve Kerr lately, because he's been out coaching every coach he's been going against. Even Taylor Jenkins, he had him scrambling around a little bit when he came back. So, yeah, I mean, shout out to the Warriors, man. Handled business. They've been getting a lot of rest lately too. So I mean, I'm not mad at it. That's really all I can say. But I mean, and also to the Dallas Mavericks, they're a few pieces away. Luka's that guy. I think Jaylen Brunson's that guy. They definitely need to get a rim protector, and also get a better wing, because Dorian Finney-Smith is I don't think he's the answer what they need.
Their role players didn't step up when they needed them the most.
Their role players stepped up. I ain't gonna hold you. They played good. It was just. And it was
specifically
game 3
looking at Game 3 and Game 4.
Game 3
was it Game 3? Or was it Game 4?
No, Game 3. Was it Game 4? They blew us out. They were hitting everything.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Game 3 is the one game I would say his help did not come through. Game 5, his help came through. Games 1 and 2, his help came through. It was just it collapsed, bro. Like the Warriors are a championship team. They've gone to the finals 6 out of the 8 seasons,
and it honestly could have been 8 out of 8.
Yeah, I mean. like this is a dynasty. You know what I'm saying? It might not be a Bulls dynasty, but this is a dynasty, bro. Like they're like the Patriots, bro. Like you just can't count them out. Like that's what I said coming into the to the playoffs. I said I don't want to be biased, but I really can't count us out, bro. Like because with these three, I've yet to see these boys lose when they're both healthy on the court together in a playoff series outside of 2016. The finals. So I've yet to see
one of them got tossed out when he shouldn't have been tossed out for a game 5.
Exactly. Yeah. So I can't doubt this core. Same thing with the Brady and the Gronk and the Bill Belichick. You just can't doubt them boys, man. So and that's what it kind of feels like. It feels like they're the old heads. They're not the most talented. You know, they just have the core, but the other guys are young. They got a bunch of rookies and stuff like that, a bunch of inexperienced guys. But it's like the Patriots, man. Who would have thought they would have beat that Rams team? And it was a nasty 9-6 ball game when Julian Edelman won MVP. It
was 10-6,
something like that.
It was 10-3. No, it was 10-3. It was the lowest scoring game in
whatever
NFL.
It was nasty.
It was Jared Goff and the Rams team, and that was McVay's first Super Bowl run, right? And then he obviously got over the hump with Stafford.
Tom and them boys went to Chiefs Kingdom, took out the Chiefs, and they had a crazy season. So
and then coin toss dictated Mahomes not getting to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so
unfortunately,
like I said, you can't underestimate the heart of a champion, man. So that's how I feel about the Warriors. I think they deserve their credit, and we can talk about if you want to about their path to the finals, because I think it's definitely been challenging.
Yeah, I'll get there in a second. I do want to say this though about that Warriors and Mavs series. I had the Dubs winning that series in like 5 or 6-2. I didn't believe in that Mavs hype coming into the series, even though I was thoroughly impressed with the fact that they took down the Phoenix Suns, the best regular season team. But Luka just, I'm tired of that narrative that he needs more help, right? His role players didn't come through. I agree. They didn't come through in Game 3 where Reggie Bullock and Maxi Kleba, I think, combined for an 0 of 16 from deep. It was something ridiculous like that, right? But Dallas has a very good coach now. They have the superstar, arguably a top 3, top 5 player in the game of Luka now, which I think is pretty much a consensus at this point. And Jaylen Brunson's going to be hitting the market soon. They traded for Dinwiddie, Bertans. They've got a good foundation of players too. They definitely need a big. Dwight Powell is not the answer down low. But even if they can get someone serviceable down low for cheap and a young guy like a Mo Bamba, for example, I think that would provide some good length, some decent rim protection, and he kind of fits right into their system with being a good shooter who shot 39%, I believe, from deep this past season for Orlando. But with Golden State, like you said, this is the battle-tested team. This is the Warriors. This is the dynasty. 6 out of the last 8 finals, they've represented the Western Conference in the finals, and I expected nothing less from this team. I mean, Golden State is battle-tested, and I wasn't intimidated by the Dallas Mavericks in this series if I was a Warriors fan. That was just my thoughts on it. Warriors took care of business like they should have. But, yeah, I mean, I know you want to talk about the path to the finals, but tell me why you think the Warriors' path to the finals was either harder or just as hard as Boston.
I think it's just as hard. I wouldn't say it's harder.
So you'd say it's just as hard?
Just as hard. I mean,
why so?
No matter what people want to say about the Denver Nuggets, they have the MVP. And when you have the MVP, your team is you got there for a reason, right? You're going to perform well as a team regardless, right? And, we did handle them. We made them look like they shouldn't have been on the floor either.
Right.
But Jokic was handling business.
He was.
And he was a tough match. I think I might have been the toughest player we had to go against, in my opinion, this run. I had more fear in Jokic than I had in Luka and Ja. I ain't going to hold you.
It's debatable.
Bro,
it's debatable with Luka because Luka can take you off the dribble. Like Jokic can, but it's not the same.
Jokic was pulling up threes. Draymond looked like a traffic cone out there at times, bro. Like Draymond would tell you himself, he was getting cooked.
Yeah, I try to tell you.
I had to put a lot of respect on that white man. That was it Serbian? What is he? The Slovenian? I don't know.
He's Slovenian or I don't know. He's somewhere
that boy
out there.
Was cooking, man, and was getting his other guys involved better than Luka, in my opinion.
He's doing it at 8 miles an hour.
Oh my god, bro, it was so sickening watching. Every time he got under the paint, dog, it was a buck. Anyways, you went against the MVP.
Okay.
In my opinion, in the next round, you faced the best team in the West. I still think the Memphis Grizzlies, how they played, bro. And for some reason, I don't know if
it was healthy.
I don't know if it's because they have a mental side on the Warriors, because I feel like the Warriors can feel that shift coming soon, that they be able to might overtake them. I don't know, because they're playing last year and they got the revenge this year. But still, like, they have some of the best rim protectors in the league in Jaren Jackson and Steven Adams.
They got good wing defenders everywhere.
Desmond Bane is a knockdown shooter. He started getting hot later in that series. Dylan Brooks is annoying as hell, but he can play defense. And
even though he missed 2 games, basically.
D'Anthony Melton is one of the most underrated defenders in the league. Tyus Jones
is a very good player.
Is the best backup point guard in the league. And then you had John Morant, who, even though he wasn't healthy the last 3 games or so, he still got 40-pieced, but still, like, John Morant was averaging 38 against us. You know what I'm saying? He's another guy I have fear in. What the hell? So, and then the last series, I mean, everybody talked about, oh, Luka went on the road and beat the best team in the NBA record-wise in a Game 7. At one point, he had more points than the Phoenix Suns. Yeah. He did.
27.5, and Phoenix had 27.5.
But we handled that. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's trying to change the narrative. Now, on the flip side of Boston, Brooklyn Nets were bad. Right? Outside of that Game 1.
The only team to get swept in the playoffs. Outside
of that Game 1, once they figured out they get this triple team, KD and Ramadan Kyrie wasn't gonna get going, and let Bruce Brown beat you and pull something out your back pocket with Blake Griffin. Like, it was bad. All right. 2, I love Giannis. I think he's the best player in the NBA, but Middleton not being there, they have one of the most basic offenses in the league. I'm not gonna hold you.
They do, because their half-court offense is pretty stagnant, even with Middleton.
Yeah. If
Middleton can still take you off the
ground,
ground,
it's drive and kick.
But it works because you had the most dominant player in the game.
It works. Also, why it didn't work, why they lost, because guys like Grayson Allen went 1 for 8. You know, Wesley Matthews couldn't hit a shot.
Drew Holiday was pretty bad in that damn series for the most part of that series.
Was pretty bad as well.
And he's on a holiday now.
Bobby Portis was not playing good. It just goes on. So, like, I feel like,
but that's the reigning defending NBA champ with the best player in the game.
That is, but without Middleton, bro, like, you have no shot creation.
With no Jamal Murray, there's no off the dribble. Like I said, like, I know Jokic can do that too.
Yeah.
I'll let you finish.
Yeah. So then with the Miami Heat, that was the worst offense in the playoffs, dog. Outside of the Denver Nuggets, like, that offense was terrible. If Jimmy Butler didn't go for 40, and then it took Jimmy Butler to go for 40.
I don't even know if they're a play-in team if Jimmy Butler's not on that team.
If Jimmy Butler's not on the team, bro, they are not getting to the playoffs.
That just shows the greatness of Jimmy
Butler. That does, but it's kind of like, damn, bro, you need this dude to go for 40?
It's kind of like LeBron carrying a team single-handedly on his back.
Yeah, that's bad.
So, I mean, okay, I would still say Boston's run of the finals was harder, because
it's harder.
No matter how you want to slice it, I wouldn't even say it's just as hard. No, it was harder than Golden State's, because no matter how you want to slice it, you're playing a top 5 player in the world, and Kevin Durant, one of the greatest offensive scorers in the game, in the history of the game, whatever. And Tatum, you can't clamp, but he basically clamped KD that series, right? There was series where
I wouldn't even say
games where KD was shooting under 40% from the field.
KD was also a gunshot. I mean, KD had like one game. He only had like 13 attempts. I made a joke about it on Twitter, bro. He bought.
So go look up the numbers then. Go look up the numbers from that series. But Tatum did some of the best defense you could possibly do,
bro. In game 3 only had 11 attempts, dog.
Okay, and who's that a credit to?
That's because you're not trying to get him up. That means he go into a gunfight with no gun in his hand. That's what happened.
Okay. And the Boston Celtics were playing that good a defense.
They were playing great defense, bro. But KD had that look in his eyes back in like his OKC days when Russell Westbrook was.
He's like, he's like, all right, Kyrie, I'll let you cook. Let Kyrie cook.
I don't think Kyrie even had that many attempts.
It's not even that, bro. First of all, they're not a well-coached team.
That too.
But no. No matter how you want to slice it, KD's a top 5 player. So they got over a top 5 player in KD and Ramadan Kyrie for coming back, and even though most of us didn't believe in the Brooklyn Nets, they did it. And they beat one of the greatest skilled offensive duos in the game. Then they go and take down the reigning defending NBA champions, regardless if Chris Middleton's there or not. They do it, and they beat the best player in basketball. They could have very well lost that Game 7. I know they pretty much handle Milwaukee in that game.
Yeah,
but
Grant
still,
Williams had like 10 threes, something like that. It was
7 threes.
Yeah, something like that.
It was 7 of 18 or something. It was like, yeah, but.
All right, so I'm going to ask you real quick. My bad. You continue your point?
I was just saying they still took down the best player in the world.
Okay, so let me ask you. If you would have, if the Golden State Warriors would have faced that Eastern side, would they have gone to the finals still?
Yeah. I think Golden State's the best team in the postseason, so yeah.
Would it have been the same? Or would it have been like a few game sevens, or they would have been still
okay, if we were saying Golden State versus Brooklyn, I'd say Golden State probably in 5 because they don't have as much size as Boston. So I'd say like 5, maybe 6, but they still get through Brooklyn. You move on to the Bucks. I still would have the Dubs probably winning that series in 7 because, I mean, just look at the athleticism in Giannis. Then you move on to the Heat. I would still say 7 because I told you the Heat would. I had the Warriors coming out of the West, and who did I have coming out of the East?
That would have been cooked.
Who do I have coming out of the East?
You had the Heat
because I believe in Jimmy Butler, so I had that series going 7 regardless. So
all right. So what about the Celtics on the West side?
They would have gotten through Denver. They would have handled them easily, probably in 4. Okay, they probably would have beat Denver in 4. They got a lot of length to hold up at least on Jokic too, right?
Yeah.
Move on. Who did they play in the second round? Was it
Memphis?
I think they beat Memphis. I think Memphis would have got them. They got them in 7, but Boston in 7.
In Grind City.
Dude, I'm just saying, like
Memphis,
and we're assuming and we're keeping everything the same. Dylan Brooks is suspended 2 games.
I think they would have beat him in 7.
No.
Okay.
And then
the Dallas Mavericks.
And they beat Dallas, bro. They beat Dallas in 5. I don't think the Dubs had a harder path. It was a difficult path to the finals. I'm not dismissing it.
I'm gonna hold you, bro. I think Memphis would have got them.
I don't think so. And you know me from even the regular season. I was never a believer that
I was
Memphis
with you too,
in the postseason.
Until I saw Memphis play.
I know
them boys is aggravating, man. I can't stand them, dog. Like,
trust me, bro. I saw every time they play Utah, bro. Especially even in last year's playoffs. Even though Utah handled them in last year's playoffs 4-1, it was just you could see that this team was on the cusp of something great. You saw it.
They time coming, man.
They definitely are, but they weren't ready yet. Okay. This team, so. Boston had a harder path to the finals. That's just my take on it. That's just where I'm at with it, though. But we're going to actually move on to the finals now, though. Get to the real talk. Who do you got winning this series? How many games? I think I probably know where you're going with this.
I have the Warriors winning in 7. I think it's going to be tough. Only because, first, I don't want to be biased. All right, I'm not trying to be biased. I'm trying to be as transparent, realistic as possible. I know how my team is. Even when I say that sometimes, like, my team just proves me wrong, but still, like, I'm trying to be realistic as possible. I think the greatness and the youth and the energy and the defense of the Boston Celtics will extend this series to 7. I do like the Warriors to come out on top just because of the championship DNA, and they very much well could come out in 6, right? The Warriors have been known for closing out games on the road to win championships, so it's going to be interesting. I have my key points, but I'm not going to get into those yet. I want you to give your who you got in the series.
I got Dubs in 6. Just like you said, Warriors have been known for closing out games on the road too, but also when we look at the fact that Boston did lose 2 games, a game 3 and a game 6 on their home court in the Eastern Conference Finals of the Miami Heat, that definitely was an eye-opener for me too. For sure. And there was no reason at all for Boston to lose that game 6 at all, even though I had Miami winning because I knew Miami's going to come back home. They still should not have lost that game. That just shows the greatness and the heroics of Jimmy Butler. So I got the Warriors winning this series in 6. I think even though the Golden State Warriors have yet to lose a home game at all this entire postseason, they'll lose 1 home game. I think it'll be game 2.
Me too.
I think it'll be game 2. And that'll be their only loss at home. Golden State's going to take care of business. They're going to win this series in 6. That's just where I'm at with it. But I want to hear some of your keys for both the Warriors and the Celtics. What are the keys that the Warriors need to do in order to win this series? And then give me your keys for what Boston would need to do in order to win this series.
So I'm going to go Boston first.
You want to go Boston? Okay.
Yeah.
Boston will win this series. Give me 2 keys.
If Boston wins this series, I believe it'll be in 6 games. If they do win it, it'll be in 6 in TD Garden. I think Jaylen Brown, and I know it might be a hot take and I want this to be clipped, but I think Jaylen Brown is the best player on the Celtics. Right, I think Jason Tatum is a more talented player for sure. He's the franchise guy. But JB is the cornerstone piece. And if he gets going, they are a way better team. Last series against the Miami Heat, he averaged 24 points, I want to say. In this series, he has to average 29 points for them to win this series.
High-powered offense, yeah.
If he averages 29 points and he gives you a few 35-ish, 38, maybe in a 40 ball here and there, they're going to win the series. You know, I'm thinking back to what LeBron and Kyrie did in 2016.
Yeah.
Both of them went for 40 on that Game 5 in Golden State.
I will say, though, real quick, that JB 40 piece that he had, that 43 piece I think he had in Miami.
Game 3.
Yeah, it was the most deceiving, though. 40 piece, though, because that was a struggle watching that game. Like,
it was.
Every time he touched the ball, you're like, he's going to turn it over. He's going to turn it over. And every time he put the ball on the deck, took it to the hole, it was off his knee. It was getting stripped. Yeah. Bad pass, whatever.
It was.
Like, don't get me wrong. Jaylen Brown is phenomenal. And I will say this, though, because you said that. I don't think his bag's deeper than Jason Tatum.
It's not.
I don't think his offensive arsenal as a whole. I think he's a better defender, but it's close, though, because Tatum's really stepped it up defensively. Tatum is the cornerstone franchise piece. The only thing I would say, I would give JB that edge. Like, he's better, even though I think he should have won the Eastern Conference Larry Bird Trophy, though.
Me too.
Just because of his performances, but because if JB is a number one option, like we're assuming, because Tatum's clearly the number one, I don't think JB can be a number one option on the championship team. I think he'd be a number two because he's pushing it. Tatum's still the better player, but I'll let you go ahead and finish your thought, though. But it's close, but Tatum is still the number one and still the better player.
I feel you. And another reason why I say JB is the better player, because JB, in my opinion, takes higher percentage shots compared to Tatum. Tatum takes some wild, contested turnaround threes, some wild shots.
Turnaround mid-range.
Crazy shots, right? Especially to be that tall, like, dude, you playing like you KD. And I get it, right? That's the new game, and there's nothing wrong with it because he hits a lot of those shots, but sometimes he does not. But anyways, like I said, JB needs to average 29 points in this series for the Boston Celtics to win this in 6. My second point for the Boston Celtics, Robert Williams needs to average a double-double. If Robert Williams can give you 12 and 10 or 10 and 10 or anything like that consistently in games 1 through 6, like I said, they're going to win in 6 because Robert Williams can really be the difference maker in the series. Now, his health is going to be a question. He sat out some games against the Miami Heat. And unlike the Miami Heat, the Warriors will be able to take advantage of you not having your rim protector because they have guards that can get to the lane and Jordan Poole and Stephen Curry. The Miami Heat didn't have that. All they had was Jimmy and Victor is not what he used to be anymore.
Yeah. He had his one good game in the series.
Yeah. So the rim protection by Robert Williams is going to be big. Also, if he can be a force on the offensive end by lobs or just being like aggressive in the paint,
he's great defensively,
and also have Draymond in foul trouble along with Kevon Looney, like you're going to be in good business because if Draymond gets in foul trouble, then you have a banged up Otto Porter coming off the bench, or a rookie 19-year-old Jonathan Kuminga, you know what I'm saying, coming off the bench, or even an Andre Iguodala, you might get matched up against, you know what I'm saying, like it can get bad, or a Bielitsa. So if Robert Williams can really lock in and be a double-double type of guy, they can win the series.
Real quick question for you, because you said Iggy, and I genuinely want to ask this question.
Yeah.
Let's just hypothetically say 5-point game, 3 minutes to go. Doesn't matter what game it is, but tight end of the game, finals. Is Iguodala on the court?
That's a great question.
That's because you're gonna, no matter what, Steph, Klay, Dre, that's definitive. Then I say you have to have Wiggins and Iggy out there. You have to put Iggy out on that court, no matter what.
You said it doesn't matter what, like it doesn't matter how the game's going.
What I'm saying is, if it's a tight, like I'm saying, like if it's a, like I said, like a 5-point game, or it's coming down to the wire, no matter what, you have to have Iggy out there on the court.
That is so tough, bro. That is so tough.
You can't put Poole in there, bro. You have to put.
I think I'm going to go with Andre Iguodala only because, and I want to make another key point, but you only said 2. Jordan Poole is a defensive liability, dog. I love JP. Poole is a bucket. But in these last 2 series, I've seen even these guards cook his ass up.
Memphis, he was just getting obliterated, bro.
He was getting abused. Last series, Jalen Brunson was putting his chest in this man's, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jalen Brunson was putting him in the paint, and Jalen Brunson's like hitting 6 foot.
Yeah.
Poole's like 6'4", 6'5". Spencer Dinwiddie was cooking him, right? I think Spencer, out of all the role players, I don't mean to go on a rail, but out of all the role players that Jordan Poole has faced, the one that gave him trouble was Spencer Dinwiddie. I think that's why I think JP's gonna have a better finals because I don't see anybody off the bench that can give him troubles. I'm not worried about Derek White or Peyton Pritchard, just being realistic, but still. But yes, like you said, if it's the last 5 minutes in crunch time and the Warriors are down by 3 or whatever,
regardless, I think even if they up 5-5, if
he's healthy, Iguodala has to be on the floor because veteran, and also the chemistry he has with those other 4 guys. All of them. He knows their spots.
They know each other's tendencies.
It can be a vital game-winning strip. We've seen it before by Iguodala.
Even if it's just a fast break, Steph Curry outlet pass to Klay, and then Klay dishes it to.
And I don't care if Jason Tatum has 45 points in that game. If Andre Iguodala's on the floor and Jason Tatum has to go up for a game-winning shot, I like Iguodala to get that game-winning stop. He's done it time and time again. So, that's a great question.
Fate of the universe on the line. That's who I want with the ball,
bro. Give me Iguodala. But
Martian's got the death beam pointed at Earth. I want that guy with the ball in his hands. He's got ice water in his veins.
For that take, bro. That is a wild take.
But the thing is, it made so much sense even at the time. Like, you understand the rationale of what he's saying. Like, you might not be like, well, obviously he's not the shooter that he's, but like, when you think ice, just straight ice, bro. Iggy got that, but go on.
For the Warriors keys, if they can complete these 2 keys, I think they win in 7. I'm trying to be realistic, not trying to be biased. I was kind of feeling 5 the other day, but I'm gonna hold it down in 7. Draymond Green must be a playable player on the court. Draymond Green cannot be a liability. He cannot be a traffic cop out there. He has to average double-digit scoring. I need 10 points from him or more every single game. In closeout games against the Dallas Mavericks and the Memphis Grizzlies, I seen you go for 14 points and 15 boards against Jaren Jackson. That's an all-NBA first team defender. Against the Dallas Mavericks, you shot 85% from the field and you had 17 and 9. You can score, Draymond Green. I've seen it.
It's a mindset.
It's a mindset, bro, at the end of the day. You can score. I thought you couldn't score anymore. At times, I see you going to the basket. You look like a bat shot out of hell, bro. You look terrified.
Deer caught in headlights.
Deer caught in headlights, bro. It's like, damn, dog. Like, can you not lay the ball up contested? You know what I'm saying? But last series, closeout game, you did that. So it's kind of like, got to be playable. I need you to average, like I said, at least 12 points in this series. If you're giving me 4, 6, and 6, that means Steph Curry had to go for 40. And we might have won by like barely. Yeah, Draymond, you gotta be playable in this because Miami Heat damn near had Bam Adebayo looking like he wasn't supposed to be on the court at times.
And then there was times where it looked like, oh, this is the all-star that like we needed to see.
Like in game 2 or the game 3.
Game 3 and game 7. Game 7, Bam played really good.
He played very well.
Very well.
But in games 1, 2, 4, and 5
and 6. He was like...
He looked bad.
Non-existent, yeah.
So, yeah.
He wasn't even on the court.
And we all know Bam Adebayo is way more offensively gifted than Draymond Green. So, my second point, my boy Andrew Wiggins has been going off this whole playoff run. All-star Wiggins needs to continue. That dunk on Luka...
Can you tell me who this is real quick? Can you tell me for y'all that can...
He says it's Mickey.
It's Mickey Mouse out there. You know what that stands for? That's Andrew Wiggins and his all-star.
When Andrew Wiggins dunked on Luka Doncic, I about damn near ran out my house.
That was crazy.
He caught that body, and I was like, "OMG, this dude is a different human right now." He dunked on Brandon Clark twice, Luka, damn near dunked on Jokic in the game 4 in the playoffs. But still, like Andrew Wiggins has been unbelievable. Last series, he averaged 18 in I want to say 7 boards. Like, held Luka to some of his worst shooting performances this playoff run. I know Luka still got his, but in one game, in game 3, when Andrew Wiggins had 27 points, he would have had the same amount of points as Luka if he would have been able to get to the line as much as Luka did. But he's been aggressive. I just love to see it, man. Like, I love to see him just being aggressive, bro. He's had the second highest offensive rating for the Warriors. He's been
the most consistent. I wouldn't say the most, because Steph's been really consistent this season, but like role players like
dude, he's definitely been the second best player on the Warriors run right now. In my opinion.
I agree.
I think he is tied for the most offensive rebounds in the playoffs right now. Well, like let's say 48 or something like that.
Damn.
He's been cooking, bro. Like, and he's
not let the Warriors get extra possessions,
bro. And he's the reason why this small ball lineup is working because he is 6'7" with a 7-foot wingspan, 7'2" wingspan, and he's been getting after it. He can defend,
hit the three,
he can
everything.
And I just want to put some respect on his defense, bro, because everybody was saying, "Oh, if Luka's cooking Mikal Bridges, what the hell is Andrew Wiggins gonna do?"
Yeah, clearly,
who the better defender?
Let's still pump the brakes, but
I'm just saying, bro, that boy Andrew
Wiggins can definitely hold us on. We've known this about Wiggins.
Nah, I didn't. Like, shit, I ain't know nothing.
Yeah, bro, Wiggins can defend, bro. Maybe I've seen it more
this season. His time with the Warriors, he's definitely been a better defender, but it's not coming into the Warriors like you have to defend.
Even his days in Minnesota when he was a puppy, bro, like Cat, like I saw it versus you, like when I would watch him play Utah, bro. I'm like, oh, like Wiggins out there, like kind of guarding the perimeter, like
he can,
like that.
Wiggins.
He's not like I wouldn't say he's like all NBA defender, no, but he
should have been this year, bro. I ain't going. He should second team at least. Devin Booker had a vote over him, bro.
Devin Booker,
come on, man.
Come on, man. I feel you.
But yeah, man, like Andrew Wiggins keep playing at an all-star, bro, and we're not here without Andrew, man. I ain't gonna hold you. So
definitely, Wiggins has stepped it up, man. But you went with Boston first, so I'm gonna give my keys to this series for the Boston Celtics. Marcus Smart's got to facilitate. I know he's hobbled on an ankle, and everyone wants to talk about Marcus Smart's defense on Steph Curry and what the defensive player of the year can do. Because we've seen Matthew Dellavedova definitely in 2015 give Steph Curry a run for his money defensively. It was like, what is he doing? But Steph Curry is still Steph Curry. You're not stopping Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Even in the brightest stage. Marcus Smart's gonna definitely be physical. He's gonna irritate Steph Curry a little bit. That's inevitable. Marcus Smart's not gonna go in there and clamp the greatest shooter of all time, especially with the way this team spaces the floor and they move the ball. Marcus Smart offensively is gonna have to facilitate. We know Jaylen Brown. We know Jason Tatum. They're gonna give you their buckets. We know what they're gonna do, and they're gonna be in their ISO situations a lot where they're gonna get the ball. But when the ball's in Marcus Smart's hand, you need to facilitate. We see this Boston Celtics offense look significantly better when he's getting 7, 8, 9 assists on a consistent basis, and this team plays significantly better. That means you're getting Derek White involved. That means Grant Williams getting involved. That means Robert Williams getting lobs at the rim. You name it. I know everyone wants to talk about Marcus Smart's defense. You have to facilitate on offense. That's where I'm at with it if you're Boston. And then also, you got to make Andrew Wiggins beat you. I know we just sat here and gave Andrew Wiggins a lot of praise and a lot of love, but let's just be honest. If you're Ime Udoka, you want Andrew Wiggins to beat you. If Andrew Wiggins is going to beat you consistently on a night-in, night-out basis, you live with it. Ty Lue talked about in 2015, Blitz and Steph Curry, or not 2015, 2017, when they had Kevin Durant in that first finals. Because even with Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant on the court, they don't want Steph Curry beating them. They don't want Steph Curry beating them. Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, you know what kind of production that you're going to get from these guys, but you're going to let Andrew Wiggins beat you.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro.
You're going to want to let if you're going to leave someone open and he can hit. I'm not saying he can't, but you're going to allow Andrew Wiggins to go and drop 30 on you and beat you.
So let me say that about that point real quick before you continue. Now, in Game 6, when you say stuff like that, bro,
Game 6 versus
Memphis,
Dallas, or
no, Game 6 versus Memphis.
Okay.
Andrew Wiggins in crunch time was cooking, and I don't know if that was the message for the Memphis Grizzlies to let him do his thing because it looked like it was guarding him pretty well, but he was putting up some clutch buckets. Game 3 against the Mavericks, he had 27 points, 11 boards. I don't know if they're gonna let Andrew Wiggins beat him, man. I think we're gonna win the series.
You're not gonna let Klay Thompson or Steph Curry beat you. That's my point.
That's true.
You're so focused in on them that at the end of the day, one of these role players, you're gonna have to just let them. If they're gonna beat me, if they're gonna be the guy,
so you want him to be the number one option essentially.
You're gonna prioritize how can I facilitate my defense to trap Steph Curry to not allow Klay to get his corner threes, and if Draymond's gonna take it to the hole and he's gonna facilitate, let Wiggins be the one.
So if Andrew Wiggins is, if Andrew Wiggins is like 4 for 8 from 3, you gonna live with that?
You're gonna live with that versus Steph Curry going 6 of 11. You gonna live with Smart. You're gonna live with Andrew Wiggins going 4 of 8 versus Steph Curry going 6 of 11 from deep.
I got you.
Or even 6 of 13.
I got you.
That's just where I'm at with it too. That's personally how I view it. If Boston's gonna have to really key in on Steph and Klay, let Wiggins be the one to beat you, because we know how good Wiggins is, but he's still not Steph and Klay. I know he had his All-Star starter. We gave him his flowers, but you gonna let the role
player. As long as he's better than Harrison
so.
Barnes in his finals, I like our chances.
And he's always been a better player than Harrison Barnes too. Harrison Barnes was a solid player, but Wiggins is definitely a lot more athletic. Now for the Dubs, Warriors gonna have to get out in transition 3. I know I just talked about them and how great their half-court offense is, the way that this team moves the ball, how unselfish they are, and just the likes of Steph Curry, like how much of a perk that is, even if he's not shooting it. How defenses have to key in on him the moment he steps past half court. That opens up things for everybody else. But we saw Boston's half court defense, how great that they put up against the Brooklyn Nets, the Milwaukee Bucks, the Miami Heat. Regardless of how stagnant you want to say some of their offenses are, the Warriors are not going to be able to get everything that they want every single possession in a half court offense versus this Boston Celtics team. They're too good defensively. They switch everything. Al Horford, Robert Williams, Derek White, Grant Williams, JB, Jason Tatum, the list goes on. The only bad defender on Boston is Peyton Pritchard because he's a defensive liability with how small he is.
Yeah, but
otherwise, everyone else on that team can switch. What's up?
One thing, and one thing with Ime Udoka, I've noticed he doesn't really get too far into his bench. So no. I don't know if Peyton Pritchard
he keeps his bench short.
Yeah, I don't know if Peyton Pritchard would see that much playing time. Maybe in games 1 and 2, but as the series gets deeper, he's not gonna be on the floor that much in my opinion.
I don't think so either, but we'll have to see because he still wants someone to, especially with Marcus Smart's ankle. We'll see how that holds up.
I think they're going to put more trust in Derek White than Peyton Pritchard.
Probably because Derek White stepped up.
I think he started a game last series. But
He did. But no, Golden State's going to have to get out in transition and hit some of these threes or just fast break points in general because you're not going to be able to score every time on the half court defense for the Boston Celtics. Then that leads me on to what we said earlier too about Andrew Wiggins and his defense. He's going to have to play some really good defense on Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum yet again. Like I said, you know what you're going to get from JB. You know what you're going to get from Tatum. As long as you don't let them absolutely be your end-all, be-all, you're not going to be able to exploit them completely. But if Andrew Wiggins holds his own versus Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they're going to have a very good shot at winning the series. Because we know Klay Thompson and Andrew Wiggins are going to be on JB and Tatum this entire series, defensively speaking. We know that for a fact. So as long as Wiggins continues to play at a high level on defense, especially on the perimeter, they're going to have a very good chance of winning the series. Those are my keys for both the Boston Celtics and the Golden State Warriors.
So let me ask you about that last point you made. That's a great point because Wiggins, in my opinion, faced one of the toughest offensive matchups in these playoffs, right? Luka. Do you think Jason Tatum is a better offensive scorer than Luka?
Scorer. Yes. Who's the better offensive player? Luka. Luka's a better offensive player. Score, Tatum.
Okay. So you think...
Because Luka can create way more for his teammates without even trying.
So Luka averaged 33 last series?
Yeah.
How much you think Jason Tatum can average?
In the Golden State series
because Jason Tatum, in my opinion... in the Golden State series.
But that's a deceiving... I won't say a deceiving question, but it's hard to answer that because Luka is 1A. And then everyone else is number 2, number 3, number 4. Right, you go down the list from Brunson to Dinwiddie. So, but when you look at the Celtics, they're much more of a team with another elite scorer alongside Tatum. So even if Tatum gives you 28, that would kind of equate to what Luka's doing with his 33 versus Golden State.
Okay, but still, we've seen Tatum cook
everyone.
KD.
Yeah,
he had some trouble against Jimmy Butler though, for sure.
Yeah,
I think Jimmy Butler outplayed him.
Jimmy Butler was the best player in that series by far.
Yeah, for sure.
Even in his games he struggled, Jimmy Butler was by far the best player.
So, Tatum is not going against a guy that can score like Jimmy Butler. Wiggins can give you 20-ish points.
Yeah, even if
18.
Wiggins gives you 16.
But I'm just saying, what are the averages going to be for Tatum in this series when it comes to his points per game?
If they're going to win or if Wiggins is going to lock up on defense?
Yeah, because I think... I wouldn't be surprised if Wiggins holds his own because we've seen, like I said, Tatum hasn't played that good this playoffs in my opinion. He had a good game 6 in Milwaukee. Good. He's been having.
He had a horrible game 3 in Milwaukee,
and he had a horrible game 3 in Miami. He had 10 points. So,
he's had his moments where it's like, okay, we know you're good enough to be a superstar, but you're still.
He's been cool. He's been cool with this playoff run. He hasn't been like, oh my god, like Jason Tatum. You know what I'm saying?
Debatable.
He's had one.
He's still been the number one option to get his team to the finals. Like it's
that's
hard
true. But when I look at the previous runs,
you can't expect everyone to be LeBron and
no,
Kawhi.
not even that. But,
I know.
But Kawhi had a crazy run, man. When
He
Kawhi,
did.
I ain't gonna lie. When I watched Kawhi play,
Orlando Magic, bro.
He was robotic, bro. Like he put fear in my heart when I see him on the floor. LeBron James as well.
Kawhi puts more fear into my heart than Luka.
Oh, yeah,
than
sure.
Luka, than almost every guy.
So I'm saying, like, I feel like Tatum is, you know what I'm saying? We got to see. We'll
see. But, okay, look, my prediction for Tatum, and I won't even say this is just Wiggins playing good defense, I think Tatum probably averages 25 in the series. I think that might be lowballing it. I think he's going to average 25 in the series.
I think you're going to win if he has 25.
25?
That's not enough, bro.
That's what I'm saying. No, I'm not saying because I don't have Boston winning this series.
That's what I'm saying. But I agree with what I'm saying.
If Boston wants to win this series, Tatum has to average 30 bare minimum. Bare minimum. Yeah. He can have an off night. You're allowed to have your off night. But the other 6 possible games, Tatum, we need you averaging more than your ring.
Braun and Kawhi do some damage against these boys, man. So Tatum has a big task.
Tatum's got a lot of weight on his shoulders in order to deliver. I still don't have them winning the series. Realistically, come back to this. Jason Tatum's going to average 25 in the series. That might be lowballing it right now to a lot of people. He'll average 25. And he's a top 10 player. He is. But 25. That's just where I'm at with it personally. He's gonna have some great performances. He's probably gonna have one pedestrian mediocre performance. But 25 I think is where he's gonna be at.
I'm gonna say this. And the way basketball works in the universe, when the young guy makes it to the finals, he's a franchise guy. His first time, it doesn't always pan out well, especially at a young age he is. Mm-hmm. I've seen LeBron fail on the biggest stage.
Yeah.
We've seen other guys do it as well. I can't really think of any other guys.
Even just taking your team to a conference finals is impressive.
I wouldn't be surprised if Tatum has a lackluster finals. I think JB might be better than him this finals.
I agree with that. I think in the finals, JB might be the better player. Yeah, but Tatum's still 1A.
Tatum's definitely the better player. I mean, he's definitely the more talented player.
Right.
But I think Tatum, and I could be completely wrong, but come back to this, I think he averages around like 23, 24.
Oh, you even lowball on it more than me. I think his season average was 28.
Yeah.
But
each series has been dropping. Like his numbers been dropping.
Yeah, because I mean the Heat, they've got more defenders I think that they can throw at JB, but the Warriors are just that good, man.
And another thing too, this is why I say this, because this is very key when I speak on his high percentage shooting. And you can't fix this in a series, bro. This is something you have to fix over the summer.
And over a course of a season.
Yeah, if you're jacking up crazy shots, but the Warriors are getting out transition, like you said,
just like I said,
and they're gonna clip you. You can go from being up 3 to being down by 9. Just like
blink
that,
of an eye,
bro.
Within 53 seconds.
That's what I'm saying. So like he has to be able to control the pace with Marcus Smart and take higher, because if he's taking higher percentage shots and he's getting to the rack and he's getting to the free throw line and stuff like that, he's not playing not a fool, but is playing inexperienced. Then yes, he's going to average 29 points, 30 points per game.
Yeah.
But if he is doing what we've seen so far, it's going to be a struggle, bro.
It will be, because you can't do that versus Golden State. They're going to get their outlet passes, and they're going to beat you in transition too, but also just defensively. Mm-hmm. They're going to be able to find a way to exploit you somehow, some way. Mm-hmm. But let's get into the top 10 players in this series, man. I want to hear, who do you guys the top 10 players in this series? Some of it based on impact, and then also just the fact that I think you just expect to really step up in this series.
So in my top 10, I'm basing, as you can see, it on impact.
On impact, that's how I base mine off. Who's gonna make the 10 biggest impacts in this series?
So I have 10. I'm gonna start off going 10, 9, 8, stuff like that. So I have 10 Robert Williams, Boston Celtics, of course. 9 Al Horford. It's gonna be very interesting to see how good Al Horford can be in the series, because game 6 and 7 against Miami, he was pretty bad.
Oh, he was non-existent.
Yeah, so I really wanted, because
he dominated that series early on.
Yes, he definitely did. And he dominated the Bucks series as well.
Yes, he did.
But the Warriors do a very good job of taking away a big man.
Yeah, especially if you're going to space the floor with all their shooters.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if
can't have Al on the perimeter like that.
We see someone like Grant Williams jump and get more PT in this series, which I think will happen, but we'll see. Al Horford, Jordan Poole being 8. Poole's defense has been
we already
very
talked about
head scratching
him being
for sure.
liability.
But his offensive game can definitely pick up. Andrew Wiggins is 7. I have him a little lower, but still. Marcus Smart, he's a floor general for the Boston Celtics. If he is playing erratic, turning the ball over, not having his 7 assists a game like you just mentioned earlier, they're not going to win this series. Klay Thompson, I have him really in the middle because Klay Thompson is going to have some good games, he's going to have some bad games, but in those good games, hopefully is in closeout situations where he can, drop his 30 piece and stuff like that. And also, his defense is going to be key because he's going to be matching up against guys like JB, Tatum, you know what I'm saying? So he has to be good on that end. He definitely played better defense against Brunson, Luka, and Spencer in that last series. 4, I mentioned already, Draymond Green. I don't think Draymond Green is a top 4 player in this series, but I think he is impact. If Draymond Green, like I said, if Draymond Green is putting up 12 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, you're in a good situation in this series. 3, JB. I already said JB needs to average 29 in this series, but still, number 2, Jason Tatum. If Jason Tatum's averaging 30, like we just agreed on,
they're gonna have a very good shot to win this series.
Yeah, exactly. And then number 1, of course, Stephen Curry.
Yeah.
We haven't talked much about him in this podcast, I think, because everybody knows.
Everyone knows who he is, man.
We don't need to talk about him. We know what's at stake. He needs to show up. If he doesn't show up in this finals,
his legacy's gonna get hit hard.
Oh my God, bro.
We won't ever hear the end of that.
He needs to show up, and I think he understands that. I saw yesterday during shoot around, he was locked in. He understands what's at stake. You're not going against the boogeyman of LeBron, even though you beat him, more times than not. You're not going against Kawhi. You're going against 2 young guys you can take advantage of. You're the veteran. You have
been here, done that.
You've been here, done that. This is kind of like, I don't want to say it. I'm not being disrespectful, but I'm being respectful. This is like your Kobe moment. Kobe, they said you couldn't do it without Shaq. You went and won 2 without Shaq against the Celtics and the Magic. Steph, you did it without KD, but they say they still say you can't do it without KD. I know you saw the conversation on Twitter the other day.
Yes, I did. Yes, Draymond and KD beefing.
This is your Kobe moment.
KD's so thin-skinned, by the way.
Yes, he definitely is, man. There's something wrong with that guy. Love him as a basketball player, man, but off the court, he seems like a weirdo sometimes. But anyways, Steph Curry, number 1 player in this series, I think is not much up for debate.
All right, I got you. I'll go from 10 to 1 as well too. Number 10, I got Al Horford just because he was a little bit more of a non-factor, like he said, in Game 6 and 7 versus the Miami Heat. But also, you're not going to be able to play both him and Robert Williams, and possibly Tice will get some minutes in this series too, depending on injuries as well too. But you're not going to be able to have Al Horford. You're not going to be able to have Al Horford out there on the perimeter chasing Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole, and the rest of these guys out there. So I got Horford at 10. I got Jordan Poole at 9 just because defensive liability, but we'll have to see how he does in terms of his production, even on the offensive side. I do got Andrew Wiggins at number 8. I did want to put him a little bit higher, but like I said, if I'm Ime Udoka, I let Andrew Wiggins try to beat me every single game this series. I got Wiggins at number 8 in terms of impact. Number 7, I got Robert Williams because I do think Robert Williams will be a force every game in the series that he's on the court. I know he's been dealing with some injuries, but he's going to be a damn near double-double every single game in this series because he's going to be the only presence down low for them, at least. Yeah, that's where I'm at with Robert Williams. So that's why I got him at number 7. I got him a little bit higher up. Number 6, I got Draymond just because I don't expect Draymond to go out there and give me even 12-plus points every single game. But what I told you before the pod, I said, even if Draymond gives you an 8, 8, and 6 performance, sometimes that's going to be all you need because even if he's not grabbing every rebound or he's not facilitating maybe the way you want him to, you know Steph Curry's getting others involved in the action. You know people are moving without the ball. So that's why I got Draymond at 6. Number 5, I got Marcus Smart because he's going to have to be big, like I said, offensively facilitating the ball because you know what Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are going to give you. Marcus Smart will, quote-unquote, hold his own defensively versus Steph Curry, but you're not stopping Steph Curry. Nobody can. So I got Smart at number 5 in terms of impact. Number 4, Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson in the finals. This is where he's really going to show up and show out. Welcome back, Klay Thompson, because this is his moment to shine.
Finals appearances, bro. That's crazy.
Klay Thompson will absolutely come back and prove to everybody that he is officially back. Jaylen Brown, number 3. I could have put him at number 2 because I think he'll have a better series than Tatum. But I'm going to put him at number 3. 2, Tatum, and obviously number 1, babyface assassin, Wardell, Steph Curry himself. As my top 10 players in this series in terms of impact.
I like it.
You know, and last thing I want to say about that is, like I said, I kind of want to put Robert Williams in my top 5 just because I really think he's going to have a good impact on this series. But I think Marcus Smart's going to have the ball in his hands a lot in this series.
I have Robert Williams low because I don't know how much time we're going to see him on the court. And that's what I want to talk
injuries,
about. Yeah. Earlier, I want to discuss if the Warriors, unlike other teams, I wouldn't say unlike other teams, but they do a very good job of taking advantage of missing players.
Yeah.
If Robert Williams not on the court,
it's gonna be a big hit for that team.
The paint's open, bro. Like you have 2 of the best finishers in Steph Curry, and I think Jordan Poole is already a top 10 finisher in this league. The way he can get crafty and finish around the cup.
You got jelly for real.
Exactly. Al Horford and Daniel Tyson not gonna be able to do anything with that. I'm sorry. So Robert Williams' health is definitely gonna be key. And if the Warriors, if he's on that perimeter, man, you got to make him run, make him work. You know what I'm saying? Get him into action. I don't care.
Put that death line up in, man.
Yeah, get him into action, bro. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
See how that knee looking, man. Get him in action. So that's why I have Robert Williams a little lower.
Yeah, no,
he might not even play tonight.
I agree, bro. No, and he might not. We'll have to see, man. Because when y'all hear this, I guess today is June 2nd, so June 3rd morning of, you guys, will know who the winner of Game 1 is too. But let's give that last prediction for our winner of Game 1 tonight, kind of talk about that, and then also we'll wrap it up talking about who our finals MVP is going to be, though. But talk to me about Game 1 tonight.
I have Game 1 going to the Dubs. I think it's going to be a comfortable win. Doesn't say much about the series at all. The Boston Celtics have been terrible in Game 1s. They almost lost Game 1 to the Brooklyn Nets.
Game-winning layup.
They got blown out in Game 1 to the Milwaukee Bucks, and they blew a 15-point lead in Miami to the Miami Heat.
And they got blown off the court in Game 1.
So,
and they're a lot more tired, too.
Yeah, Game 1s haven't been really forgiving to the Boston Celtics. I know, and I think Ime Udoka understands that. He might put an emphasis because it's the finals. But the Warriors are 19-1 in Game 1s under the Steve Kerr era. I think continues to go to 20-1. They're undefeated on their home court as well. Don't be fooled.
They haven't traveled either.
I'm not jumping to conclusion. I think the Warriors take Game 1 comfortably tonight. However, if they don't, that's tough, bro. Because that means you already lost home court advantage off the rip. So.
Yeah. No, I got Golden State winning Game 1 tonight comfortably. I think Steph Curry goes out and has a finals performance. Not a knock on him. No, I think Game 1, I think Steph Curry is going to be pushing 40 tonight. I think Steph Curry's going to come out.
Guns blazing.
Show up. Yeah, I think Steph Curry's going to come out and just absolutely you're going to see 2 early threes on from Steph Curry. Well, it's that night. It's one of them nights where Steph Curry in the first 5 minutes of the game is going to come out and hit 2 threes. And yeah, I got the Dubs winning this game comfortably too. I'm gonna say 15+. I hate to say it like a blowout because I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. It's just gonna be one of those games where it's
comfortable win.
Yeah, like where Boston's like they're in it, but they're trying to inch their way back and they can just never get over the hump.
Turnovers might be an issue. The refs might be showing favoritism to the Warriors. It might get more free throw attempts, stuff like that.
Yeah, little things like that too. I just think with the terms of Boston having to play that Game 7, having to go back to Boston, now having to go back across the country versus Golden State's had more rest just coming off of a Game 5. They didn't have to go from Dallas back to Golden State. Now, they stayed home. Mm-hmm. They were there. They were rested. And they've had, over a week off now?
Yeah.
Had a week off now. Yeah. So, Golden State, they're going to come out gun blazing. Steph Curry's going to do his thing tonight.
I want to ask you a question. It's not on the docket, but
what's up?
Before we get into the Finals MVP, if we both have the Warriors winning, right? So, in what game and what player do you believe will be a deciding factor on how the Golden State Warriors will win?
Like win tonight or win?
And in general.
Win in general?
Like what game? Like a Game 3, a Game 4, a Game 5?
It'll have to be Game 4 because I got Golden State winning Game 1, Boston winning Game 2. Obviously, we'll have to see with the injuries, but, Boston winning Game 2, Golden State winning Game 3. Then that's where it's going to come down to. Because obviously,
so you haven't been.
So it's
my bad. One time you said.
I got Game 1, Golden State
2-2. I mean 1-1.
1-1. So I think Boston takes Game 2. I think Game 3, Golden State goes in there and squeaks out a close win. Okay. So 2-1 Golden State. Game 4 is where it's going to make or break this series because I still would have the Dubs in 6, regardless. If Boston took Game 4 and it was 2-2 going back to Golden State, I'd have Golden State winning the next 2 games and closing it out. But that Game 4 is where it's going to be a deciding factor.
Okay.
Is Steph Curry, because he's still the best player, is Steph Curry going to fold in that game and let the Celtics get back into the series, or is he going to absolutely just say, no, I am one of the best players in this game. I am the best player in this series. I'm taking over this game. I'm going into the Garden, and I'm just taking over this game.
So
and if it's going to be for Boston, it's going to be at the Marcus Smart. We know what Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are going to do. Marcus Smart, and I'm not saying Smart's got to give you a 20-piece, but you've got to see that defensive tenacity from him, and you've got to see some offensive production. He cannot gag in this series. They need Marcus Smart to be the Marcus Smart, the prolific player that he can be. It's going to be a make or break game for Marcus Smart and Steph Curry. Those are going to be the most important players in Game 4 because that's going to be the game.
So from what we've seen so far in this series for the Golden State Warriors, they've been really bad in Game 4s. Like they got blown out in Dallas in Game 4, and they struggled to beat Memphis in Game 4. That was the one that
55. No,
that was Game 5.
That was Game 5. I thought it was Game 4. Because Memphis had the better record. That's right. I forgot.
Oh yeah.
I got them confused.
Game 4 is when that first game without Ja, and we took them to the last 2 minutes to win that game, and then Game 4 in Denver we couldn't complete the sweep.
Yeah.
So I think Game 4 is definitely going to be a good one for sure, and that's a good point. For me, I would say I think the defining moment will have to be from someone like Jordan Poole or somebody like that, right? He's going to have a game where it's kind of like, okay, of course, Steph Curry is going to win Finals MVP, but we need our sixth man, our other starter, to have a game for himself. Because Jordan Poole has had a great game in every series so far. He dropped a huge 31 piece on the road in Memphis for Game 1, able to take home court advantage. He dropped, I want to say, 28 against the Denver Nuggets Game 1 and stuff like that without Steph Curry on the court. And then last series, I think he dropped Game 2, he dropped 23 and helped lead that 19-point comeback. So Jordan Poole, I don't know, I don't care if it's Game 4 or Game 5, the series gets over within 6, he has to have
a really good game,
an impactful game for sure. But yeah, I have the Warriors in 7. I have it going a little weird. I have the Warriors winning Game 1, Boston winning Game 2, Boston winning Game 3, Warriors winning Game 4, Boston winning Game 5.
Damn.
But Warriors winning Game 6 and Game 7.
Yeah.
Have a little theatrics behind it.
I hope the Warriors get the dub in front of their fans, man. It's be so much better to celebrate a championship in front of
I would love
fans
to see it in 5, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
I
really want to say in 5 too. I really do, but I'm gonna say 6. I'm gonna give the Celtics their props because I've been wrong about them.
I'm gonna say 7, bro. The Celtics. The last time a champion was able to celebrate on the Celtics floor was against the LA Lakers and back in the late 80s or something like that.
Really, that long since?
Yeah, because when they won the first chip in
2010 or 2009,
they won it in Boston, but they won 5. They beat the Lakers in Boston, and then when they lost the following year, they lost in Game 7 to the Lakers in LA. So I think it's gonna go 7.
We'll see. I still got dubs in 6 though. But give me your Finals MVP. Who do you think's gonna win Finals
MVP? I think it's weird that Steph has the odd-on favorites to win Finals MVP, but they're giving the Warriors a 20% chance of winning this Finals.
16% chance.
16 now?
Yeah, it dropped. It was the FPI.
Bro,
was 16%. This
is ridiculous.
84% Boston.
This is ridiculous,
to win the
man.
series.
This is ridiculous. But yeah, I have Steph Curry winning Finals MVP. I think he finally gets it. And this is going to be a big step in his legacy when it turns to how you grade him in top 15 players. A lot of people, it's been a conversation now, where does he rank? A lot of people have him at 14, 12, 11. Not a consensus group of people have him at in the top 10.
Yeah, I'd say a majority don't. But
he's already in my top 10. He's better than Oscar Robertson, bro. I'm sorry, though. Yeah. Stephen Curry, when you change the game,
the way he changed the game,
you're a top 10 player, bro. I don't care. He's made guys like Trae Young and other guards coming into the league
have an opportunity.
Bro. So you know what I'm saying? So yeah, Steph Curry is definitely a top 10 player, but I think he really inspirational. I think he submits himself, and also I think with his Finals MVP, you can put him in that conversation as officially being better than Magic Johnson, possibly as the best point guard ever played. And also I think this is really going to stamp him for sure if he wins this ring that he's the second best player in his generation of basketball. I'm behind LeBron.
if he gets that 5th ring, I'm not saying he'll overtake LeBron, but it's hard not to have that conversation if he gets a 5th ring.
It is. It's gonna be
because
hard.
LeBron's not winning another ring ever, unless he ring chases and whatever. But
could Steph Curry get 5 of them things, bro? Might cry.
If Steph Curry gets 5, what if LeBron gets that 5th with him? With him,
that would be ugly, man.
Remember Steph Curry was like, when they asked him, he's like, "Hey, bro, did you see what LeBron said?" He's like, "Yeah, I didn't see what LeBron said." He's like, if I could ever play with one teammate, he's like, I play with Steph Curry. He's like, nah, he's like, I'm good. He's like, I'm good.
Nah, it would be. Now y'all thought KD and Steph wasn't fair. LeBron and Steph would be OD, bro. That's too much IQ.
No, Giannis and Steph would dude, that pick and roll.
It'll be. I think LeBron and Steph would be better though.
No,
I think it would, man.
Because LeBron would be deteriorating in terms of his athleticism.
Deteriorating the way LeBron playing right now. What?
But come on, his athleticism still ain't what it was.
LeBron pulling up logo threes now, bro, at a consistent rate.
He's LeBricking those logo threes is what he's doing.
He's LeCashing those logo threes.
Well, he's LeBricking it from the free throw line. I'll tell you that.
He has been. If this Finals MVP stat, I think if Steph his last Finals he averaged like damn near 30, I want to say, even though he was literally the only guy on the court at times that could score. But I think this Finals, Steph Curry averaged around 28.
He's gonna average over 30 in this series. He's gonna average over 30.
Now he's gonna have the one shooting slump that he puts up like 10 points, and it's gonna be nasty. It always happens. So I'll say he averages around like 28 points. 6 rebounds. 6 rebounds, 5 assists.
Okay.
Hopefully shooting 50, 40, 90 from the field.
He'll shoot over 40% from deep in this series. I'm confident.
The last series he did. He shot 50, I think he shot 48, 42, and 82 last series. He got to improve his free throws, man. If he gets his free throws, he's definitely going to average 30. I don't know what's going on with him.
He's fine. I know I big trust. But no, I got Steph Curry winning Finals MVP too, though. I don't want to even give a prediction. All I'm gonna say is he'll shoot over 40% from deep in this series. He'll average over 30 in this series because Steph Curry like that. And that's just where I'm at with it. I mean, I believe in Golden State. I believe in Steph Curry. He will be a top 10 player. Don't get it twisted if he wins this ring and he gets Finals MVP. If the NBA does rob Steph Curry, though, of a Finals MVP, if the Dubs win this series,
I don't even know who you even go to. They have to go to someone like Jordan Poole.
They'd give it to Draymond. They give it a look. I just want to say, if Draymond or Klay won the Finals MVP, they would get up on stage and be like, "I'm not accepting this award. I'm giving it to Steph."
Possibly, yeah.
They wouldn't accept it.
Yeah,
those guys would not accept it. They would be like, "I am giving this award."
Unless Wiggins won it. Wiggins would
take it. Yeah, Wiggins would be like, "All right, I'm not gonna do that no more." Like,
if Wiggins wins Finals MVP,
man, I'm a rental
bro.
in his dynasty. I'm a rental in his dynasty,
bro. If Wiggins wins his Finals MVP, he's forever. Stamped in Golden State history, bro. He might be.
Ime would let the Warriors. Hey, let Andrew Wiggins beat me. Let Andrew Wiggins win Finals MVP. Don't let Steph Curry.
I tell you though, whatever happens this series, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a rematch next year, though.
No, stop. Boston not getting back next year. Unless they do some serious revamping. No.
They have a good team already.
I didn't say they don't. Golden State got a way better shot of going to the finals next year.
You don't think Boston does?
I'm not saying that they don't, but no. But
everybody's
East is too good. East is too good. And I'm not saying the West isn't good either, but what I'm saying is, like, bro, Golden State not only has their core of guys who've been 6 out of the last 8 years, but they've also still got the young guys coming back from Kuminga, from Poole, from Moses Moody, Wiseman coming back.
And they're going to add a little more, sprinkled in more pieces.
Exactly. So, look, the Dubs have a way better shot of getting back than the Celtics do.
Bro, you got to think, Brooklyn might break up next year.
Giannis.
Man, Giannis, it's cool.
He's LeBron of the East.
Is he?
Yes.
One Finals appearance?
Bro, come on, man.
I love Giannis, like man, but he's not the LeBron of the East, bro. Don't
Miami's going to get better. They're going to get better.
Via trade. They're going to have to trade for a superstar.
They have to do something, but they're going to do something. Shut up. But we'll end it on there with the disrespectful talk. But, hey, man, great potting today, bro. Hopefully this is going to be a great finals, man. Hopefully it goes more than 4 games. I don't think none of us got a sweep going here. But
Adam Silver ain't going to let that happen.
Yeah, no, Adam Silver ain't going to let that happen. Not with these ratings. He won't make sure.
We saw the Game 7 was the highest viewed Game 7 in like the last 4 years, something like that.
This Dubs.
Nah, my
Dubs,
bad. Bro,
Celtics?
that Game 6 was pretty bad refereeing, dog.
Bro, that whole series was bad refereeing, man. Not even just speaking because I wanted the Heat to win, bro. That was just a bad series in terms of reffing, bro.
Yeah.
It was just bad.
They better not have my heart rate jumping like that, man.
Bro, but it's gonna be a great series, man. We're gonna have a great NBA Finals, man. East Coast to West Coast, both ways. And as y'all are hearing this on June 3rd, morning of, we'll know the outcome and the winner of Game 1. So hopefully some of our predictions were right, though. Mm-hmm. But, hey, man, we'll get back to it next week, man, talking more finals. We'll have a lot more information out there, man. But thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Don't Overthink It podcast. We'll catch you guys next week. Don't overthink it.